So let me start with this new rule that is called FAT32 Analysis. Examine the FAT32 file system from the fatalistic point of view. A file system tracks how and where files are stored on operating system. It provides translation between the files' location on the OS and their location on physical storage. A file system also tracks file-related changes and options, such as file deletion, file access, file size, and more. File systems are an essential component of forensics. Threat actor often abuse and attacks. For example, a threat actor could use the hidden space with the system to hide files or mark malicious files as deleted. As we will discuss later, deleting a file does not necessarily mean it deleted on the physical storage. A forensic analyst needs to know where to find forensic artifacts on the system. This room will teach you where and how to find artifacts related to FAT32 system. We will start by exploring its structure, then we will focus on analysis techniques. We will then continue with data recovery techniques specific to FAT32. We will then focus on major attack techniques related to defense, evasion, force, file system, focusing on FAT32. We will finish this room with a challenge covering all the skills. Explore the FAT32 learning objectives. Explore FAT32. Explore FAT32 structure. Apply forensic analysis techniques to FAT32 system. Apply data recovery technique to FAT32 system. Detect defense evasion technique involving FAT32. Prerequisites: pre-security intro to call system forensics. How nice! I haven't done intro to call system forensics, I have to admit. So maybe. Okay. Alrighty then. Let me proceed with this one. Let me see if we will have some troubles with this one. Windows Server 2019 virtual machine with system forensic analysis tools installed. Let me see that we have here the challenge and the structure. Let me mark this one with complete and let's proceed. In this room we will use Windows Server 2019 virtual machine with system forensic analysis tools installed. This VM will be used from task 4 and on for all the listed tasks. You can start machine by clicking. Okay, I've just done this. Microsoft introduced file allocation table 32-bit when they released Windows 95 service release 2 in August 1996. FAT32, nearing to its 30th birthday, so I dedicated a room to outdated technology. FAT32 is still widely used due to the lightweight design and high compatibility with multiple operating systems. It has stayed relevant. FAT32 has a size limit of 4 GB and a volume limit of 2 terabyte. Many systems still doesn't reach that limit. Examples are embedded system, IoT devices, USB storage devices, camera memory storage, legacy devices, and more. Attackers often use USB formatted with FAT32 due to its high compatibility with different OSs and lack of permissions. Until NTFS FAT32 does not include functionality for folders and file permissions. This means anybody can access file or folder on the FAT32 partition. This offers attackers some flexibility to abuse FAT32. In the table below you can see major attack techniques that apply to FAT32. Both of those attacks are related to the tactic TA0005, defense evasion. The following task will show some of those techniques in deeper details. T1006 direct volume access. T1564.001 hidden file and directories, and so on and so on. Indicator removal, file deletion, indicator removal, time sample, clear persistence, binary padding. USB attacks. The following paragraph can find some recent attacks involving the use of USB for initial effect. The following paragraphs can find some recent attacks involving the use of USB essential infection. Although upcoming, each of the USB used in the examples is highly likely to have been formatted with FAT32. The reason for these are the same as upcoming. Stuxnet example: lack of permission, broad capability, lightweight, and simplicity. Stuxnet, an infamous attack that used some of the above techniques, is Stuxnet, a worm that was used to an unprecedented attack against Iran's nuclear program. The initial access vector was USB containing Stuxnet worm, as mentioned in an official report of the NATO Cooperative Cyber Defense Center of Excellence. A USB was used because the targeted system were air-gapped, no connection to the internet or other networks. The main reason that FAT32 would have been used, its capability with a broad range of different OS and their versions. The attacker had to ensure that when USB was inserted in a target system, it could read and automatically execute the USB content. Additionally, due to the lack of permissions on FAT32, File systems USB content didn't have to be executed by administrator account. Mustang Panda. FAT's warp-driven USB attack strategy. This article from September 10th, 2024 discusses recent DTPs for Chinese state-sponsored APT Mustang Panda. Since the COVID-19 period, using USB as an essential infection vector has revived. Mustang Panda uses USB for targeted attacks. Evolution of UNC 9890. UNC 4919 is a financial motivated threat actor that has been active since at least 2020. They primarily target users in Italy and rely on USB devices for initial infection. The group has evolved their tactics over the time using encoded text files on popular websites like GitHub and Vimeo to host payloads. They have been observed using sophisticated backdoors like Quidboard and empty space. They have targeted organizations in various industries, particularly in Italy. Okay, let's back to the FAT32 article. A threat actor heavily uses USB for initial infection. What is interesting about this attack is the use of LNK file with LNK extension refers to link files or desktop shortcuts. Those files are often used to point to the file or folder from another location, making it convenient to access frequently used files and folders. Those files are typically used in conjunction with FAT32 system. Attack media using FAT32. One of the most famous attack media formatted with FAT32 is a rubber ducky. The rubber ducky is USB that acts as keyboard and allows for a keystroke injection attack. It can execute script as if the attacker were behind the keyboard himself. Below you can find an image of rubber ducky, an official site of hack5.org. Of its creators, many attackers often create malicious USB themselves using similar attacks that rubber ducky USB uses. Once inserted, a custom configured USB offers many possibilities for attacking a system. These can range from running scripts that execute a keystroke injection attack to infiltrating data and hiding it in this file system. Slack space. Let me check for real quick. What's this slack space? What is a slack space? Find slack space. Slack space or find slack space is a leftover storage space on a computer, a hard disk drive. HDD. When a file does not need all the space it has been allocated by the operating system, or as more officially, it refers to all of the unused storage space in a hard disk, file allocation block, or memory page, and often holds residual data. The examination of slack space is an important aspect of e-discovery. And computer forensics, another way to find clock space is the leftover space, the end of the file and the end of the hardware slot cluster it's stored in. It is also known as a file slot because it is leftover or excess space on the drive where the file would otherwise be stored. Slot space is common in a hard drive because files are usually not the same size as the cluster. Each cluster has a storage threshold, but files have various sizes. As a result, files fill only part of a cluster and consequently part of the hardware. Slot space, we see free space. Third slot space and free space or unallocated cluster are not interchangeable. Free space on the hard drive is simply space that have never been used or allocated to a file. In contrast, slot space usually contains residual data from deleted files. It is not necessarily unused. Another difference is that slot space cannot hold complete contents of the deleted file, where the free space can. Free space can also retain the file's binary header signature, which helps identify the file type. These signatures are overwritten in a slot space, although the size of the recovered from the stored file's slot space is limited to one cluster minus 1 byte. In contrast, the data recovered from the free space can span thousands of clusters and be quite large. Let me see. Seal chamber, disk clock, header, actuator, bezel, mounting cheeses, read ahead, head electronics, drive electronics, BBC. Okay, that's it. I'm coming home. During these tasks, we discussed why FAT is still relevant listed in MITRE attacks. Techniques, where the FAT32 is involved. To conclude with some recent attacks using USB and kernel attack, medium that uses FAT32 as a file system. In this next task, we will dive deeper into the structure and characteristic of FAT32. What is the name of the attack that targeted the Iranian nuclear? Stuxnet. What category of tactics is MITRE attack? TA0005. Let me check this one. Nothing in here. Let me check it. So this is defensive region TA005. Adversaries trying to avoid being detected. Defensive evasion consists of techniques that adversary uses to avoid detection through their compromise. Throughout this compromise. So let me copy this one. And try this. That's it. Before Before we explore FAT32 forensic, we need deeply understand its structure and characteristics. We want to answer questions like: how does 32 store files? Where is the metadata of the file stored? What about the metadata of the partition itself? How is file deleted? Can we set file or folder permission? And more. Let's start by analyzing the structure. So a FAT32 partition volume typically consists of the following parts: reserved area, file area, data area. Boot sector, also named volume boot record. FS info sector. FS is an acronym for file system. Reserved section. FAT32 area. File allocation table. FAT1 backup file allocation table. FAT2 data area, root directory, data region. Okay, in this image we can see boot sector, as info sector, reserved area, FAT area, FAT2 and FAT1, root directory, data, reserved, undefined, backup, undefined. So the following person will discuss every part extensively. We will also use hex editor to have in fact FAT32 image to see structure. Hex editor, reserved area, boot sector, FS info sector, backup boot sector, additional reserved sectors. So sector number. To know where the sectors are allocated, we need to take a look at the boot sector. The table below shows an overview of different parts of the reserved area. Boot sector 0, file info sector 1, backup boot sector 6, starting from sector 7 until the start of the file allocation table. How do we need to interpret this table? It actually is small addressable unit on the disk. In most cases, size of the action is 512 bytes. So if we apply this information to the table above, it means the following. The boot sector starts at sector 0 and encompasses 512 bytes. The file info sector starts at sector 1 and encompasses 512 bytes. Sector 5 to 2 to 5 are reserved sectors and total size 4 times 512 bytes, which equals to 28 bytes. The backup boot starts at the file. At a sector C encompasses 212 bytes. The additional reserved sector, sector 7, is stretched until the start of the FAT area. We need to analyze boot sector, determine the complete size of reserved area. Boot sector. Boot sector. Boot sector, the first sector, sector 0. A FAT32 partition volume is contained the metadata of the partition. This information is essential for the OS to know how to access the partition. where to look for the file allocation table, where the root directory is located, and where the data region begins. Let's have a look at the available meta and highlight files are interesting when going book sector analysis. Jump instruction. Load the BIOS or bootloader to bypass BIOS parameter block BPB and start executing the boot code. OEM name contains the name of a regional equipment manufacturer. The format the disk can refer to physical or logical disk. BIOS parameter BPB contains essential metadata about the volume. Without this, the OS could not read the partition volume. Bytes per sector lists the size of sectors. Standard sectors, size of open 512 bytes. Sector per cluster, reserved sectors. How many sectors are used for cluster? Cluster is the smallest RS unit to store this file. How many sectors are reserved for metadata storage? Number of FAT1. How many file allocation table instances are on the partition? The standard volume for this is 2. The FAT table and its backup named FAT1 and FAT2. How many entries can the root directory contain? For FAT32, this is a set of 0 because the root directory can dynamically grow. The total number of sectors on the formatted volume. Total sectors 402. This field is 0 for FAT32. Media decryptor describes what type of media and partition is present on, for example, 0 hex F8 means that this media fixed hard drive disk. Not modern OS do not set this value accurately anymore. They generally use the hex F8 for the fixed disk or USB drive. List how large a file allocation table is. Set up for 2. What is 2 size byte? List how large a file table is. Sectors per track. These fields refers to parts of mechanical hard drive. Number of heads. This refers to the part of mechanical hard drive. Hidden sectors used to indicate number of sectors before the start, and current partition when the partition does not start at the physical beginning of the start of the disk. So about that, the total amount of the sectors of partition expressed into 8-bit. This field cannot be 0 for FAT32 volumes. Extended BPB. What's BPB? BIOS parameter block. Extend the BPB with additional data specific to FAT32 system. Section per for 4 bytes. The number of sectors assigned to file allocation table. If there is a backup file, it will also be the same size. Flags. This value refers to mirroring the FAT table. In other words, it is a backup configured. If the value is 0, mirroring is enabled. Refer to version FAT32 system. Typically, this is v0.0. Point of the cluster number that root directory is located. Elevate relative to the beginning of the data area. FS info sector contains the information about the free cluster and next available cluster. Backup boot sector points to the cluster that has a copy of the boot sector. Boot code 420 contains the data of the BIOS that needs to be boot up. Boot sector signature used for validation of the boot sector. Let's take a look at a FAT32 boot sector on the VM. Open the HexD editor by clicking. I just open it. Open analysis structure, this one. Okay. After opening the image, you should get a view similar to this one shown below. Okay, let me see. We are an encoded one. Okie doke. I don't know. The structure 001. Okay. Points. So in here, encoded text. I don't have any encoded tag. That's it. Okay. The important part that we need to know to interpret it. Let's take a look at FAT32 boot sector on the VM. Open HD hex editor by double clicking on the logo on the desktop. Navigate, and I just navigated in here. Encoded text. We have the same here. Encoded text. Okay. So now the important part of that we need to know to interpret the data correctly are highlighted. On the left side, offset H. On the left side, where's my left? I don't know where's my left. Where's my right? Left, right. The left side offset column is displayed. Where do we have offset? Offset. I don't have this offset one. Okay. Let me see where the offset lies on this machine. Offset base. Hexadecimal. Column displayed. Where do we have this one? Toolbar, navigate log. Hexadecimal. Offset H, okay. 0, 0, 0. We are at the start of the partition. In the current configuration, each row shows exactly 60 bytes. So if the sector is 512 bytes, the sector will encompass 32 rows of 60 bits. You can change the row size according to your reference. Let me see. You can change row size according to my preference. Where do I have my preference options? Format. You 30 bytes. Okay. I can do with this 8 bytes. Okay, now we have 8 bytes. The highlight row starting at the address 00 needs to be interpreted together with the offset H column. The value refers to address starting of the offset of these couple zeros. We will have address 8 zeros, and here we have 8 zeros and 1. The highlighted row start with value 4D indicates the value present at the address. For example, the address 8 zeros with 3 contains value 4D. The code text column contains translated value. Read at the second. At the second address, the byte order. It is important. Certain fields values can be displayed in a little endian or big endian. This refers to how bytes are read. In the case of FAT32 Analysis designed for x86 that uses little endian, the byte order is little endian. That means that when reading from left to right, the least significant bit comes first, from left to right. The byte presented at 2 in the power of 0, for example, if we have value of 0, 2, 0, 0, this one. In the little endian, the leftmost byte will be the least significant, leftmost, this one, with a value of 2 in the power of 0. And the more significant byte with a value of 2 in the power of 50. So if we want to convert 0200 to decimal, we need first write binary and then convert binary value to decimal, making in account the LSB start least significant byte. So from left you would have following calculation. Now CPU instruction in ISCI. ASCII value are read as is. There is no endianness. The data inspector screen shows the value in a different presentation. This way we need This way we do not have to manually convert from the Exadec. I will take a break in this one and we'll make the next episode of this room. The first one is ending now. So long.